So we started doing demos, and No Scrubs was a song that we did for ourselves.
I see. Okay.
And it was heard by L.A. Reid, and he wanted it for TLC. And we was like, well, they can have it. And that one song turned my whole career. Like that, it changed everything.
Wow.
It is my pleasure to bring to the stage 8-time Emmy Award-winning journalist, political analyst par excellence, co-founder of Newsmakers Live, Mr. Maynard Eaton.
Much of the time up here we talk about politics. Well, tonight I think we've broken new ground in talking about the politics of business. First, we had Dwight Eubanks, who talked about opening the first black-owned department store. We break news here at Newsmakers. Secondly, we had Miss Lisa Wu Hartwell, who talked about her new fashion line and last year's show. Now we have a new star, an entrepreneur in her own right, a lady who's going to be perhaps the star of the upcoming show, upcoming series of shows. Please meet and greet Miss Kandi Buruss. Kandi, thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lovely lady. Now, please tell you. I know we can't talk about this show.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I've heard this all day long. But that's what you've been doing. That's where you've been. You've been shooting.
Yes, today I was taping. Mm-hmm.
Was it fun?
I mean, I guess it was fun. I mean, it was. I've had a long day today.
Why are you doing it? You heard about some of the criticism and applause and compliments of last year's show. Why did you want to do this show?
Well, I was a fan of the show last season. I watched it. As many of the people who criticized the show watched the show too. So. But I watched it a lot, and I was supposed to be doing a different show with Tiny. We both was in the group Escape together. Good. Things didn't work out with that, and I was approached about possibly doing this, and I was open-minded.
You were approached. You didn't approach them.
No.
What is it about you think that made them want to say, she's the next one, she's the next star?
I have a pretty interesting life. As far as Atlanta is concerned, Atlanta has a very big music and entertainment scene, right. And I definitely represent that. I've been in the music industry for a very long time and successful in front of the camera and behind the camera as far as it concerns with music. So I think I have a lot to bring to the table. And then, you know, I'm a woman that's successful in her own right, and it's not just about, you know, my relationship.
What about last year's show you said that you liked? Again, there were those who criticized and watched, and those who thought it was the best thing since sliced bread, who also continue to watch. What was it about it that appealed to you?
I thought it was funny. You know, some of the things that happened on the show, I just thought it was funny. I think that people were overly critical of the ladies on the show, to me, because other than the reunion was very dramified, I guess you could say, you know, or whatever. But to me, most of the season really wasn't all that bad. I just feel like sometimes we can be extra critical of our own people.
Right.
And I personally don't really care what people think, so it didn't matter to me. I just know that I personally liked it, and I thought it was entertaining.
Right.
And I thought the ladies were pretty cool.
I know you can't talk about the show, but is this year's going to be similar, better? Do you bring something extra to the show? Or what do you bring to the show?
Well, you know, I'm not going to tell you everything. I'm not going to tell you what happens on the show.
No, you can't do
what
that.
I will say is that it's definitely going to be worth watching. And you will definitely be glued to the TV.
It's that good, huh?
It's going to be great. I mean, y'all already know the other ladies, and I definitely have a lot of interesting things to bring.
Will you be, I don't know if I can ask that. Don't ask questions about the show. Will we hear your vocal talents be expressed during the show?
Well, this is what I'll say. It's a reality show. I'm working on a new album. Okay. So that's reality.
That's nice. That's cute. I see you're gonna be a star. Talking about your music career a bit, what happened to Escape? I mean, that was a great group. And
Escape, we had a very great group. People's got some real crazy things to say of why the group broke up, but the real reason why the group broke up is because one of our group members wanted to go solo. It was not me.
Okay.
Regardless of what you heard. During the negotiations of our second album, that member basically let it known that they had to give her permission to do a solo album for her to even agree to do the third album. So during the whole recording of the third album, we knew that as soon as that album was done, she was going to be going into recording her solo project. And it was a lot of tension between us, and then that just added to it, you know.
Well, who was that artist? I mean, you got to tell us who she is.
Well, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people know. It was Tasha, you know, Tasha in the group. She was, you said what? Yeah, it was Tasha. I mean, she has a great voice. She's, you know, a great entertainer. She was the oldest in the group. So at the time, I didn't really understand the fact that, you know, she was ready to do her own thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
because you were going great at the time, right?
Yeah, we had 3 platinum albums. We never had a flop album, which really makes it messed up why we broke up, because you think, oh, they was so successful, why they just fall apart like that? But I mean, it really, to me, it probably was like a lot of outside influences in each other's ear. We were very young when we started making money together, and you know, everybody had a different idea of what they wanted to do, I guess. I mean, well, not everybody. I mean, she really wanted to do a solo project, which, looking back at it now, I understand. But at the time, I wasn't feeling it. Like, I just look at it like, man, she messing up our paper. You feel me? But, you know, it is what it is. I feel like, for me, at the time, I was like really stressed and upset about it.
Right.
But it ended up being a blessing in disguise for me, because it forced me to start making another way.
And that was songwriting, right?
Songwriting, yes, exactly. When she decided to do a solo project, me and Tiny, at first we was going to try to do like a duo together.
Right.
And, you know, I was telling Tiny, I was like, well, we need to write our own music for our project on our demo, so that when we approach the label, they know that we can, you know, have creative control of our album. So we started doing demos, and No Scrubs was a song that we did for ourselves.
I see. Okay.
And it was heard by L.A. Reid, and he wanted for TLC, and we was like, well, they can have it. And that one song turned my whole career. Like, that, it changed everything.
Wow. Was it, now, you said you were making mad money, sick money as a group. Is a better payday, a better paycheck as a songwriter?
And that's the funny thing. Like, we wasn't making sick money as a group. We were selling sick records as a group, but we wasn't making sick money. You know what I mean? I mean, we were making good money to be teenagers and, you know, young adults or whatever. But we wasn't making like millions of dollars. You know what I mean?
Like many people think.
Like, yeah, because the thing about it is, if you're the artist and you're not really writing a majority of the records, then you're really not making a lot on the royalties, because they're going to always find a way to put you in the hole for video costs and album costs and all kind of costs that they're taking out of the little percentage that you get. Right. So basically, we were ending up in the hole all the time. We weren't making a lot of money off the royalties of the record sales. So, and we didn't like touring a lot, because we didn't like being away from home. We wouldn't get along on the road. So we really wasn't making a lot of money there either. So it wasn't until I moved on from the group and started writing songs when I really started seeing real money.
And a Grammy Award, correct?
Yes.
What was that like? I mean, that had to be...
Oh, that was amazing.
To be for a writer, a performer turned writer, and win a Grammy.
The funny thing is, one day I was at a party, and L.A. Reid told me, this was before No Scrubs came out, he was like, I'm going to give you the biggest song you ever had in your career. And I was like, yeah, all right. Because in my mind, I'm like, well, we had #1 records now, you know. But he wasn't lying. That song just blew up and went crazy. And then it just was amazing. And then from that song, I had the opportunity to work with Destiny's Child and you know, got all those records with them, Bills, and all that. So I actually had 2 songs competing against itself in the Grammys.
Really?
Yeah.
So you had 2 categories?
No, the same category, 2 songs in the same category, which I was like, that was just unbelievable.
That's phenomenal. Right?
Yeah. And it was amazing to me, because I went from the year before worrying about, oh my God, the group breaking up, how I'm going to make money, what I'm going to do, to, you know, all of a sudden, boom, I just gained a whole nother career and a whole, like, way more respect as far as from my peers. Because in the industry, you know, it's like all the executives and stuff, they know artists come and go. So they just like, oh, yeah, that's that group. Or even if you are successful, oh, yeah, that's them.
Right.
Because they see you come and go. But when you are a successful writer or a successful producer, they're thinking in their mind how you can help their artists on their label blow up. So they're going to treat you a little better, be a little nicer to you, you know, show you more love.
Plus, those checks keep coming in every time it's
Exactly. And I really didn't realize how great the checks were for writing. Because I was sitting there thinking like, man, we should have been writing all our stuff. You know, I mean, I had wrote a little bit on little songs here and there for the group, but it wasn't anything where I got a major percentage. You know what I'm saying?
What is the key to writing? Is it the music in your head? Is it knowing the notes and music, on the music charts?
Well, everybody has their own way. I'm really great with melodies, and I'm great with concepts. So it's like, I don't know. In my mind, I could come up with a whole song without hearing any music and take it to the producer, or the producer give me a track and I just come up with a great song to their track. Either way, it works either way for me. Some people are better at just the lyrics. Some people are better at, you know, everybody has their own thing. But for me, I hear the melody first, and then I think, okay, what I want to talk about. And it always has to be a subject that I feel like people can really relate to.
Can you talk about your new album you're working on? And before she answers that, come along now if you want to ask a question of this young star, this songwriter, this Grammy Award winner. Again, Tyra Coit has the microphone for you, and the question's not a commentary. Now that you're in the studio as a former star singer and a Grammy Award-winning writer, and you're doing your own, tell us about what you're doing now, please.
Well, I'm having a real good time with this album, first of all.
And it's you? It's a single?
It's me as a solo artist. I'm getting so much love from producers, you know, giving me hot tracks and stuff to write to for the album. But I'm trying to give a good mix of what I call anthem records, the ones that it's like as soon as the music come on, you know it sounds like an event is about to happen. Like, I love those type of tracks. So I got a few of those and great concepts. Like, really, this is the funny thing about the internet show. Like, I'm going to call my album Blog, but I'm going to have a meaning for B-L-O-G. Oh. And that's just basically because when everybody first found out I was on the show, it was like the blogs went crazy with all kind of crazy stuff to say about me and my relationship or whatever. And at first I got mad and I was irritated. Oh, they always say, you know. But then I started using some of the stuff that they were saying and using it to write songs. So I got some great concepts for some of the stuff that I saw on the internet about me.
Really?
Yes.
And that's where the concept came from.
Yeah. So like, say for instance, I did a song with Jazzy Faye, right? Because like somebody was saying some crazy stuff about, you know, her man ain't all this and he got all these kids and she da-da-da-da-da. What she want to be with him? He must be good in the bed or something. So I wrote a song called It Must Be Good. And it's hot, though, because I just used different stuff that everybody was saying through the whole song. Like, I was them, third person, talking to myself, saying it must be good because he blah, 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 whatever. And the song turned out really hot. And then I'm doing a lot of real personal things because I wanted to see what I could do for me that would be different from what I write for other people. So I have a song about my stepfather and how great he was to me and how I hope to find somebody like him for me and my daughter.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, so it's just...
Now, did you write any of these songs yourself? So you've written something?
I wrote these songs myself. These are songs I already recorded. But, and then it's things that happen on the show that I can't talk about, but that I actually wrote songs about, and you'll listen to the records and you'll be like, oh, she was talking about this. So when you see the show and you'll listen to the album, you'll be like, oh, she must have been talking about this when da-da-da-da-da.
And were you?
Yeah.
You were?
On certain songs. Certain songs, yes, definitely.
How has the show changed you? I mean, again, and how have you profited from it as an entrepreneur?
Oh, I'm sorry. Before we go to that, I wanted to tell you the single that I want to put out now.
Okay.
It's called Trade 'Em In. It's me featuring Gucci Man.
Say it again now.
It's called Trade 'Em In. And it's the women's anthem. But Gucci Man is definitely representing for the fellas. But it was funny because one of my exes, when he found out I was getting married, he called me and was like, yo, you know, are you really getting married? And da-da-da-da. Are you sure that's what you want to do? Da-da-da. And I'm thinking, he didn't want to act right when we was together, but now you want to ask me all these questions. So it just made me think, you know, if they're not acting right, I'll trade you in. I'll trade you in for the new model, basically. So anyway, it's a real fun record.
That's the first single.
Yeah, I'm going to release that on my own. I decided to go ahead and get it going on my own, spend my own money on myself, and blow it up.
You sound like blow up. You sound like you're really having a good time doing this.
I am.
There's a smile on your face about your music. I mean, it's like you're smiling more than you were smiling about the show.
Thanks. Well, I love music. I mean, that's what I do. But I am enjoying being a part of the show, definitely.
Tara, do we have any questions yet?
Choir boy has a question.
This question is addressed to Miss Kandi. I've followed your career for a while, and I've been thoroughly impressed. But my question is, when you come across new writers in the game that are really talented, that just haven't gotten any burn, what advice do you give them?
I tell a lot of writers that's trying to get in, like, it's so many more producers than there are writers. So maybe you can't get to the top artists out there to play your songs, and maybe you can't get to the top A&Rs. But a lot of these producers around here are accessible, and they're getting work every day. So I would suggest maybe you should try to take a meeting with a producer that's working a lot and say, hey, you know, I write, do you mind if I write a couple songs to your beats? And see what you think. And then if you write something hot to their record, they get that record place, they hooking themselves up, but they hooking you up too. So it's like you're piggybacking off of somebody that's already hot, you know? And producers are looking for writers every day. I mean, they have so many tracks they don't know what to do with, and they always trying to find somebody. Oh, I need somebody to write to my track. I need somebody. So the only people that they know half the time are the people that's already out there doing it. But how they going to know about you if you don't introduce yourself, if you don't link up with their managers, whatever? I mean, maybe they don't like what you wrote. You know what I mean? But they just might. So just take that chance, write to their tracks, and eventually once you get a few songs placed with them, then people will start knowing you, and then you can get all the other stuff that you do in place.
All right, we have another question.
Hi, Candace. My name is Chanel. Actually, you may have to take this to her. I want to know if you knew about this.
What is it?
Just show it to her. That's Escape champagne glasses.
No, I didn't.
That's all I want. And I just wanted to know if you would autograph it for me.
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Okay, we can handle the autograph after the taping. How about that? All right. That's the only question you have.
Yeah, well, I love it.
Okay, we have one last question.
Again, my name is Scotty. Me and an old college friend of mine just started a production team and a publishing company, and I wanted to know if you have any advice between ASCAP, CSAC, and BMI. We can't sleep on trying to decide which one because, you know, we've heard things, but just trying to get an expert opinion.
Well, I'm personally with ASCAP. I've heard good things about CSEC, but I was always told ASCAP pays more. And I actually was in a situation where I saw that they did pay more. Because I on a song that I wrote with somebody on the same song, and they were the producer. And I actually collaborated with somebody, so my percentage was slightly less than the producers, but when the check came in, my check was bigger than his. So I don't know if it was just that instance, but he was with BMI. I was with ASCAP. But like I said, I've heard good things about CSAC. I don't know. All of them could be good. I don't know.
Speaking of checks, is this show paying you more than your songwriting doing?
That was a good question. I'm not going to answer it, though. That was a good one, though. I like it.
Are you making more than they made last year, which was, I'm told, virtually nothing?
Who told you I didn't make no money last year?
I said,
No.
That was a rule. I'm asking.
I don't know where you got that information from. But as far as with royalties, like, my songs constantly make money for years and years and years because people are always licensing them for different stuff. So
That's a great career.
I do good.
I do good.
I do good.
Finally.
I'm not gonna tell you how good.
No, I didn't ask that.
But I do
I
good.
don't want a tax man after you. Finally, given what you've done in your career thus far, what do you think this show will do for you personally, in your personal development, and in your career?
Well, I think as far as the show is concerned, you never know how you're going to be edited. Like, we don't have any control of that. So I don't know what it can bring. You know what I mean? All I can do is be me and hope that it turns out a good thing. And as far as what I hope to get from it, I hope that, you know, for the people who have been fans, that, you know, wanted to know what I've been up to, because I've been behind the scenes for a good minute.
Right.
At least they'll get a chance to see what I've been up to. And for the people who may not know much about me, now they get a chance to know me or get to know about me. So I hope to just gain more fans and just, you know, a lot of good, positive things.
God bless you. Thank you so much for being here. I know it's been a long day for you. We appreciate you coming here. And Lisa Nelson's the bomb as a publicist. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Jim Welcome, the creator and executive producer of Newsmakers Live.
This is the longest Newsmakers we've ever had. But it's been worth it, hasn't it? Come on, let's hear it. Y'all, come on. Listen, these are true fans. They waited for you. Listen, we appreciate the ladies. We thank them for coming. We thank them for their involvement. We thank them for their presence. We thank them for their enlightenment. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you October 1st in the fall series. This has been Newsmakers.